How about intercropping? Do you
intercropping? I do. I told you about purple.
Yes.
Yes. No, I do intercrop it with vegetables.
Papaya with
during transplanting, after the seedlings have catched up, then I broadcast the seeds for purpose. Yeah.
And do you sell it, or this is just for house?
For now, it's all just
for your mouth.
For diet.
And how about crop rotation?
Crop rotation is a must. Yeah, we normally do it. In fact, it helps us a lot with the diseases and the pests, because we cannot do the same crop every now and then. The pests and the diseases will get used to it. Yeah.
And then they will
you can do it once, twice, but now that in third round you will find it very hard. Yeah. When it comes to technology,
yes,
is there any that I've
missed?
That I've missed out? Let me try and remember. I've talked about combine harvester.
Yeah.
I've talked about.
I think for now we should go with this.
I'll go because that's the main ones that we have in our position now. Maybe more technologies will emerge. They will come. So we'll just welcome them as they come.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So which of them would you rank as your best? Oh, we didn't add irrigation. Good. Irrigation. Yes.
Yeah, and that is the most. We were forgetting that.
Yeah, that's.
We were forgetting.
So maybe we list your best 5 year.
And now on irrigation, now there's that technology that.
Do you do the drip or you do sprinkler, or now you still use the pump, water pump?
Where do we classify the pump? Water pump.
Yeah, water pump is still water pump.
It's just water pump.
Yes.
So that is what we do.
Okay. And
you see, our area is not that we experience very varied and extreme weather conditions. There's a period when we experience too much rain, like from March, April to May. The rains are always, they come in very more volume compared to like from July, August and September. Then again from October, November, December, we experience some short rains. So when it comes to crops like maize, nowadays it is very hard to depend on rain-fed agriculture. We tend to divert to irrigation.
So you make maize also under the irrigation scheme. I thought the land is waterlogged, so if you irrigate maize, or there's an area in the
There's an area.
Okay.
The scheme is purely for rice.
Yes, please.
And then the scheme, the kind of irrigation that's going on, taking place there, is the canals.
Yes, please.
They are canals. So once that the water is pumped,
yes, please,
from the origin, it follows the canals. So what happens is that every farmer, there's always a valve. Every farmer has got a valve. Then there's an outlet. So when you need fresh water for your crop, you just open the valve. You get enough water. When you don't need it, you drain it away using the outlet. Yeah. So for rice, it's the canals.
But for maize?
For maize here, people still rely on rainfall. But now it's a challenge because sometimes you plant like you planted this week, then after like 2 weeks, difficult to rain. You start looking at the skies every morning, every day, no rain. So what happened?
I like your description. You start looking at the sky and then there's no rain.
No rain. You are expecting it and it's not coming. And then the seeds are drying up. You see? And then there are seeds that you bought
at expensive price. And you had also plowed.
You also plowed. You would use labor in sowing.
Imagine that you hired the labor to do
so
one seed, one
hole.
And then after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, there's no rain.
Or after planting, there's just that good rain. It just goes well. Then somewhere
when the
in between,
starts,
that is when now the
uncertainty and that's when it stops. Maybe in May, when the flowering starts. The crop, they call it. There's a name for it. When the maize tasseling.
Yes.
When it's maize that flower, and then before the maize, then that is when the rain.
That is when the rain stops, and that is where the maize needs water.
It's 1 or 2, 3 rains, then you get your harvest.
Yeah. And now it stops.
I think there's.
So you harvest the crops instead of maize.
And then in those cases, the crops are really empty. Sometimes nothing in it, or sometimes they call it maize. The stock. How do they call it? You know, the one that there's fruit forms around it. Oh.
The maize cob.
Yeah, maize cob.
Yeah.
That's empty, or
very
you just
empty.
have 1 or 2.
One or two,
like a child.
If you
a
get
child
one,
teething.
Yeah. If you get one here,
oh my God.
You'll have to scroll it again to get another one. Very, very challenging.
So maize production is full of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Compared to if you are to take maize and rice, which would you go for?
I will go for rice. I will go for rice because that one.
At least there's water.
You are sure. Yes, it's a sure bet. There's water. Constant supply of water. The only thing that you will now be wary of is you will be worried about the diseases and the pesticides and the fertilizers.
I was also going to ask about the beds, the cost of hiring labor to stand by the bed, and don't the birds eat so much of the rice?
The birds,
look at them.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, then they show they were like, oh, we are here.
They are listening to what we are.
I just said the I never saw this movement, but I just said birds, and then what?
It's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence indeed, I know. How about that dimensions in the farming system? And
it's also a challenge there, especially on rice. Yeah, because you will need to hire labor when now the rice is fruiting, during fruiting stage. You will have to hire someone to drive them away. Because now, you see, as compared to insects, you see insects, you can deal with them using chemicals. But birds, when it comes to birds, it's a different story. Because birds are classified under wildlife conservation. So, when you decide to kill them,
you also fall into trouble with the government and conservation, environmental group.
So normally when we approach like here, we will have to go to the county government authority to give you that permission
Right, to kill at least some.
kill at least some. And before the county government also does that, they also have to consult with the wildlife conservation
authority or something like
yeah.
that.
I think they also need permission from them. It's when now they also append their signature. So it's a process.
Yeah, and by that time, we need the food is
Almost
harvesting.
So almost. So how will you finish that the whole process? By the time you are finishing that process, the damage is already done.
But if you compare at least the cost of labor, so how many months do you have to hire the labor from the time it starts fruiting? And then is it up to 1 month, at least 1 month?
At least 1 month.
And
you will have to hire like two guys on an egg.
In
some instances, you have to hire even 3 or 4, depending on the size of that have been cultivated. You see, the fewer you are. If you are small number of farmers you've cultivated, now they come in large number.
Yeah, they come in droves.
Yeah. They also have breeds. Birds have breeds.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, birds tend to, how will I say it? They tend to apply skills like that in a battlefield. You see, in a battlefield, when you have a small battalion,
yes,
and you want to engage a battalion that is more
bigger than you
in
or
numbers,
stronger,
or strong, not just stronger, but let's say they are more in numbers.
Yes.
Even if they are weak, but
the fact that they are many,
the fact that there are many, you will not have to. You will not have to do away with it. So they come in large numbers. In fact, they come.
That's your strategy.
They come very many, and now they face you, and then split. And if you are one person, now you only have one.
This person.
You are targeting this group. Now
and then the other group is eating.
Yeah, the other group is eating. So they split. Go the other side, they go this way, they go that way, they go this way. So you are stranded until you are confused. So you will run everywhere in the farm until it's from morning to evening. So by the time it's midday, you've run out. You are exhausted.
So how much do you pay?
So what you can do is just sit down and watch them eat. Yes.
And the loss from eating, like let's say,
by that time they really enjoy. In fact, they sing. That's just the way you sing.
They were singing a while ago.
They are singing, yeah. They sing widely.
You are really giving a good description. So how many do you have to hire, like on average? 3,
but very
3 or 4 people to guard, and how much you have to pay per person?
You'll have to one person depart with, let's say, you see, it takes 1 month.
Yeah.
So averagely now it's 10 to 15,000 per person.
A day?
No, not a day.
9 months. Month.
So you just take it wholesome for that period of time, which I've said, not exceeding 1 month. Yeah.
Good, thank you. If this video inspires you, please subscribe to my channel for more tips on sustainable food and agricultural production.